So this is her take. Apparently, people got mad at. Let's see what's going on with this,
Endorsing and voting are completely different.
bro.
I don't agree with a lot of what is going on with, like, policies. Like, obviously, fuck the policies of the right, but also fuck some of the policies on the left. That's why I can't endorse. That's why I can't, like, put my entire name and my entire project behind one. Because there is no way I can stand behind some of the left's completely transphobic and completely genocidal views. So yeah.
Okay, I know why like far lefties are saying genocidal. I already know what she's talking about. That's a conversation that's going to take forever to solve. What is she talking about when she says transphobic? I'm lost. What is she? So Trump sitting there talking about. Remember, y'all, bro? Y'all remember when Trump said they were performing transgender surgeries on people in prisons? Transgender surgeries on illegal immigrants in prison. So on one hand, you got Trump saying that we're basically creating the X-Men, and then on the other hand, you have Chapelle Roan saying that there's transphobia going on the left. And what I'm saying is, I don't know what she's talking about. I can admit when I'm wrong. If she knows some shit I don't know, I can admit that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. What are people like? Plus, I can understand why she doesn't want to endorse. But, like, if you don't want to endorse, just don't say nothing. Like, I wouldn't have said anything. Like, if I was concerned about people getting mad at me about my political opinions, I just wouldn't say anything. Swear to God, I just would never. You would, like, I'm not going to come on the internet and say anything. I would just say nothing. Seriously. Like, I would just type nothing, say nothing. You know, like, I wouldn't say anything because then people get mad at you. But I feel like if you're gonna come out and say I'm gonna vote for Kamala, which apparently she did, I feel like that's the same thing as an endorsement, though. It has the same effect because everybody has mindless stands, right? Like when you get to the level of like a Taylor Swift, I don't know how popular Chapelle Rowan is amongst the white female community, but when you get to them heights, you got fans who will do whatever you say, bro. If you tell your fans to, you know, like form up like a military unit, they'll do that. Like if you tell your fans to feed the homeless, they'll do that. If you tell your fans to jump off a cliff, they'll do that. Like everybody has that segment of their base that's willing to crash out behind whatever you tell them to do. I feel like saying I'm gonna vote for that person is effectively the same thing as endorsing them at a certain point in time, right? Like if George Bush came out tomorrow and said I'm voting for Kamala, it's at that point that's an endorsement. Like for all the old people who love George Bush, they about like bro, like they're gonna be compelled to vote for Kamala, right?
There are huge problems on both. You know what is right and wrong, and so do I. Fuck Trump for fucking real, but fuck some of the shit that has gone down in the Democratic Party that has failed people like me and you. And more so, Palestine. And more so, every marginalized community in the world. So no, I'm not.
Wait, hold up. What did the left do to every marginalized community? I'm not understanding. Like, what did you do this time? What did you do, Joe? What did you do this time, Crody? What did Joe do? Bro, somebody help me understand what's going on. She got a little black scent. She has a little black scent. It's a Gen Z thing. Like, some of these people, they just start having black scent out of nowhere. I don't know what it is, but it's a thing now. It's been a thing for a while, really. But what I'm trying to understand is, like, I don't think the average leftist understand. I don't think the average person understands the geopolitical realities of Palestine. So obviously, like it'd be like trying to like explain some shit like that to Chapelle Rowan would be a waste of time. Not because she's stupid, but like people have bigger concerns in their life, right? But bro, what did we do to marginalize? What the fuck did Joe Biden, Joe, what did you do? She said that we failed marginalized communities around the world. Now, I'm willing to hear her out because she could know some things I don't know. Joe, what did you do? What the fuck, Joe? Joe, what did you do? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to understand, you know? I'm trying to understand what's going on because she's saying that we're failing marginalized people all over the world. Bro, I'm sure we fucked up, right? We did something. Billie Eilish is younger than her and endorsed Harris. Oh, yeah, Billie Eilish is like, I think she's younger than me by like a year.
I'm not gonna settle for what the options that are in front of me. And you're not gonna make me feel bad for that. So yeah, I'm voting for fucking Kamala. But I'm not...
Hey, the way she said her name is crazy. I'm voting for fucking Kamala. That's that Trump Kamala. That's a crazy. Hey, hey. Yo, this is a funny video. I don't even know why people are mad at her at this point. This is really entertainment. Y'all crazy for getting mad at this little girl. She's 3 years my senior, but she's still a little girl. Y'all crazy. Y'all, bro, this is comedy, really. Naira with the $5 super chat. Is she like high or something? She looks fatigued. She looks mad tired. Like, it looks like she's trying to do like a breakdown of her like beliefs about the world when she's only gotten like 4 hours of sleep in the last 2 days. She talks like she hasn't slept, bro. Like, she might be going through something, bro, but she definitely talks like she's stressed, bro. You know what I'm saying? She sounds very tired. Aren't the Chinese killing the Uyghurs? I mean, here's a problem with the Chinese people doing all that stuff to the Uyghurs is like, far left progressives have no plan for that. Like, they literally do not care. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know. Do we have sanctions on China for that? Hold up. Let's see what Joe's been up to. Biden, China, sanctions. Because the Chinese, them niggas, bro, when it comes to Islamophobia, the Chinese don't give a fuck about what we got to say. Them niggas, bro, they do not care about nothing the world says, bro. Like, I'm not a fan of Islam, but, like, you can't just imprison your fucking citizens just because. Like, bro. Okay, Biden administration. Oh, he did. He did. Okay, shout out to Joey. Biden administration imposes sanctions against China over abuse of Uyghurs. It doesn't Cenk have the same last name? What's the relationship between Cenk's last name and these people? Beijing has set up a surveillance system across Xinjiang. I hope I said that right. Xinjiang that uses biometric facial recognition to suppress. This is crazy. This is what Jim Crow niggas wish they. I mean, obviously you could tell who a black person is by looking at them, but I know, bro. The Ku Klux Klan, when they hear shit like this, biometric facial recognition. See, this is the equivalent of the KKK having like mobile DNA tests. Like, how much N-word is in your bloodstream? We just want to know. I'm just like, this is crazy. Yo, the Chinese really do just live in their own little world, bro. Like, away from morality and like humanity and shit. Cenk is Turkish, so no relation. But but the Uyghurs being okay, that might be crazy to say, but there has to be some kind of. But then again, that's true though, because Jamaica in Queens has no relation to Jamaica the country, and it's the same word. So you're probably right. There might be no connection at all. There might be zero connection. Let's see. The Biden administration said Thursday it is imposing new sanctions on several Chinese biotech and surveillance companies and government entities for actions in Xinjiang province. The latest step against Beijing over human rights abuses of Uyghur Muslims in the country's western region. What did the Uyghurs even do? I'm willing to bet the Chinese are just hating for no reason, bro. Like, I'm willing to bet significant amounts of money. I remember when coronavirus broke out, and the Chinese were like, I think it's the black people. I think it's it's the black people. I think it's the Nigerians. I think it's the Nigerians, and like the West was like, bro, we've already went through that level. We've already went past that level in the storyline. No. The Chinese are like, it's the black people. That was crazy, bro. They tried it. You know, they had to be like, hey, look, that it's not us. It's, you know, it's the Nigerians. And we were like, nah, we've already blamed things on the blacks before. That y'all are a little bit too late to that one. Them niggas said it's our black population. What about them? You know what I'm saying? Like, them niggas is late to the party. We already did that shit. We already did that.
Settling for what has been offered, because that's questionable. It's questionable that our actions of our government, the actions of the internet, the actions of you and me. If this is what you are not understanding, you know what? Endorsing someone, if someone is publicly
let me stop making fun of her, because people actually bullied her, but her like black scent, or her like black, like her like blackish like mannerisms, like this is funny. I feel like there's nothing to hate on here. This is literally the most like, I didn't even know she existed until like today, bro. Like people were like, Chapelle, Roan, Chapelle. I'm like, who the fuck is this?
A political figure, that doesn't even mean that they're gonna fucking vote for them. Because as I said in my other video, actions speak louder than words.
Is that now? You don't say Chapelle? Is it Chapelle? Is it Chapelle Roan? How do you say her name? I just discovered her existence today, so if I don't know how to say her name, forgive me. Oh, it's Chapelle? Chapelle Roan. Bruh, come the fuck, bruh. Hey, look, bruh. If that's how you say her name, Chapelle Roan, that's fine. But like, wait, why the fuck they name her Chaperone? Basically, they just named her Chaperone. But they just named her, bro. Her name is basically Chaperone. Chapelle Roan. Just call her Chaperone. Like, bro, like that's literally her name. Bro, come on, bro. This name is crazy. That's not her real name? Okay. Wait, See, I don't know anything about this girl, bro. I'm just now discovering her existence because of, like, her trending over this political shit. Her name is Chapelle Roan. Apparently, that's not her real name. Let's do her the respect of figuring out who she is, okay? Like, let's actually, like, be respectful. Kaylee Rose Stutz, known professionally as Chapelle Roan, is an American singer and songwriter working with collaborator Dan Negro. Negro. The majority of her music is inspired by 1980s synth pop and early 2000s pop hits. Her aesthetic is heavily influenced by drag queens, and her music and performing style has been described as campy. In 2015, when she was 17, Roan uploaded the song Die Young to YouTube. She was signed to Atlantic Records shortly after. In 2017, she released her debut EP, School Nights. Her 2020 single, Pink Pony Club, was a stylistic departure from her early releases and facilitated Roan's initial rise to prominence. She was dropped? Hold up. How you get dropped from your label when you just had a hit? That's crazy. She must have wanted to leave. If she wanted to leave of her own free will and Wikipedia described it as her being dropped, that's actually disrespectful. Like, they trying to make it seem like she was trash. They trying to make it seem like they took her off the bench. They put her on the bench. Like, get off the court. Her 2020 single, Pink Pony Club, facilitated her rise to prominence. Why'd she get dropped? Oh, okay, so if she got signed in 2015, yeah, I get it. I can see why the label, wait, damn, they probably let her go, because if you go 5 years and you don't do a single hit, it took 4 years to become a hit? That's crazy. That reminds me of Travis Scott when he what's that song? At the Night Show. Ooh. I remember when that shit, I forget the name of that song. I remember when that song came out, bro. And it took like a year for people to even know it existed. I was listening to that song Anecdote. Bro, I was listening to that song for like months. This shit had like 20,000 views on YouTube. I'm like, this shit just gonna sit here? Fast forward 2 years, everybody knew about it. So I was like, damn, like sometimes that happens in music where people won't even know. Like you'll have like a song that's worthy of being a hit, and unless like even like it could just sit there, which is relatable. Because as a YouTuber, I've released bangers and just nothing ever happened. Then I release videos that aren't even that good and it blows up. And I'm like, you know? So, okay, like we've done some of our due diligence. We've respected this individual. Okay. We don't want to just be, we want to learn about her before we just start, you know. So her name is Kaylee. But we're going to call her Chapelle Roan, out of respect, because that's what she goes by on the internet. But bro, Chapelle Roan is a crazy, like, I would have never guessed it wasn't Chapelle Roan. Like, I don't, like, that's crazy. Okay, so I've educated myself like a proper progressive should.
I'm not gonna let this narrative of like me not playing both sides. No, this is not me playing both sides. This is me questioning both sides because this is what we have in front of us. So if you look at my statement and you're still like, she's just playing both sides, like she doesn't want to. No, you're not getting it. I'm critiquing both sides because they're both so fucked up.
Yo, her gangster mannerisms are actually funny.
Voting is all we have right now in the system. And so I encourage it, yet again, vote for who, in your mind, is the best option for what we have right now.
Just say, at that point, just say Kamala, which she did, but it's like, just endorse Kamala, because, like, we all know Trump is not the best option. Just die on the cross. Like, real talk. Like, just crash out, because we all know Trump is the best choice. Kamala is the best choice. We know Trump ain't got nothing to offer LGBTQ. He don't got nothing to offer Jewish folk because he can't. I'm going to be the greatest for Israel. Israel will be the greatest of all time. And it's like, you can't even condemn anti-Semites in right-wing media. How in the fuck is you finna sit there and be pro-Jewish? And then on top of that, you have not critiqued any war crimes that Israel has engaged in. You haven't questioned. At least I can trust Joe Biden to try to keep both sides accountable. And people are getting mad at me about my Hezbollah video. You keep saying both sides. Duh, because there's two sides in the conflict, and you can't resolve the conflict without, like, figuring out the ideologies, interests, and concerns of the two sides. Real geniuses in politics today. But, like, bro, like, the reality is, bro, like, Trump has nothing to offer, bro. He does not have anything to offer the Jewish community in America. He's only going to enable chaos in the Middle East. He has no respect for the LGBTQ. He's just like, bro, Trump is like a crash out, bro. Like, Trump just like, bro, he literally, for no reason, he finna destroy everything for no reason. That's Trump. I feel like it's safe for Chapelle Roan to say, you know what, y'all, I know some of y'all might not like Kamala completely. I know I said it right. I know some of y'all might not think Kamala's perfect, but this is what we got. I think Chapelle Roan, I gotta say her name right. I think Chapelle Roan is just, she's making a good point. She's just making it in an awkward way. Should we have more choices than Democrats and Republicans? Of course. Is Jill Stein? Jill Stein is a bum. Let's just clarify that. Jill Stein is a bum. Okay, she's probably one of Putin's henchmen. Let's just keep it a stack. But right now is not the time to be talking about both sides. Reason being is because one side is saying, bro, we tired of this democracy shit. We really don't fuck with this democracy shit. Democracy. We don't fuck with it. And frankly, the sooner it leaves, the sooner we can have unfettered dominion over all of your lives forever. That is what we're dealing with on the Trump side. I don't know if Chapelle Roan understands the gravity in its entirety of what a Trump presidency means, but she understands some of it. And I think that Of all the people who have sown division and doubt into the minds of Harris voters, she's the least dangerous. And it's not just because she's a white girl with odd gangster mannerisms and an odd black accent. It's because what she's saying isn't that crazy. The genocide stuff, this is a problem as well. Like trying to accuse Joe Biden and Kamala Harris of being genocidal because, you know, people don't understand wars and conflicts and expect Kamala Harris and Joe Biden to just enable Iran and its proxies, especially with the war going on in Ukraine. Like, that's one thing. But she didn't hammer too hard on that. She's just saying, hey, we're concerned about the Palestinians, which, you know what? Like, I'm glad that on the left, we care about the Palestinians, because no matter how pro-Israel you are, you have to acknowledge colonizing the West Bank is a crime. And you can't expect the conflict to go away if you're going to enable and excuse Israelis just setting up more and more settlements. It's a conversation that has to be had. We got to talk about this. We can't dance around this, right? We have to be the side that cares about both sides, critiques both sides. MAGA couldn't give a fuck about settlements in the West Bank. They don't care. They'll probably say some stupid shit like, well, yeah, they probably need McDonald's, they probably need Walmart, they probably need Kmart. That shit's still open. They think the Palestinians are like in 1000 BC and need civilization brought to them or some shit. Like, we can't let MAGA get into power for the sake of not just the United States, but for everybody. I don't think Chapelle Roan got in the way of Kamala that much. But at the same time, like, we are in lockdown season. We can't afford to be having doubt right now. We can't afford to be like not knowing how, like, we can't be in doubt mode right now. We have to be 100% assured that this is the right move. And I understand why people kind of freaked out on her about this, but we only have two options. Our third option is somebody who only pops up when it's convenient. Never heard of her any other time than when it's time to... Bro, this chick is only doing interviews and like shit now that it's like 2 months out from the election. Like Jill Stein. Real coincidental, right? Our third option is probably a psyop. The dude who was president last time is a lunatic. And the woman who's running against the lunatic is our best chance for a brighter tomorrow. I think the option is obvious. You know?
We can do. And I hope this makes it clear that no, I'm not picking the sides of what we have right now. Yes, one's obviously better than the other. But Jesus fucking Christ, I hope you don't settle for what we have and put your name behind someone that you don't fully trust because of their blatant actions.
What did Kamala... I guess she might be talking about Kamala's past as a DA. I mean, like, bro, like, the reality is just, like... And this is... And I'm going to stand by this, bro. I'm going to stand by this. I really believe that you should not be able to graduate from high school unless you pass a civics test. Like, understanding American civics should be like understanding arithmetic or mathematics and, like multiplication and division. Like, you have to know this stuff before you can even graduate from high school. You need to know how laws are passed. You have to be able to... You need to pass the test on this before you can graduate. Because... And I'm not gonna lie, all the bullshit MAGA has pulled is only... Like, I'm gonna put... If I were in charge of that... And this is part of the reason why we gotta keep the Department of Education. Because we need people to learn about January 6th. And we need people to pass tests on what happened with January 6th. I know that sounds dictatorial. It sounds like brainwashy-ish. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like some brainwashing shit, but we gotta do it, chat. I'm sorry. You shouldn't be able to graduate high school unless you pass the civics test. I said it, bro. Now, this is just... And some people aren't gonna like it. But the reality is, bro... People not knowing how our system functions is one of the killing factors for why J6 is, like, possible. People not knowing how the president is selected, people not understanding our legal system, people not understanding what the president is or isn't allowed to do. This kind of stuff is what allows Trump and them to lie on the internet. The biggest threat to our democracy is internal. The biggest threat to the American people is internal. It's not external. Ryan McBeth said it best that information is a form of warfare. It's not just bullets. It's not just bombs. It is also information. You know? Like, I'm over January 6th. It's becoming meaningless to bring up now. I mean, I'm getting tired of talking about it too, but like, bro, it's big. Here's what I would say to people who don't think it's that big of a deal to talk about anymore. If Trump succeeded, bro, like, it would have been chaos. Like, bro, they would have had to drag this man out by his like wrists. Him and Mike Pence would have had to be dragged out. There could have been a like light civil war in which the military and the federal government was divided on which president is legitimate. Like, it would have been really bad. Like, that's why, like, the only reason why some of us don't take it seriously is because it didn't work. Like, if it had worked, bro, I don't think Trump would have succeeded, but bro, like, he probably would be in a cell right now and he probably wouldn't be able to run. I don't even know. And this is why I say misinformation is serious, because even when something's objectively wrong, if Trump and his cronies can spread enough information to compel enough people to believe it's true, it doesn't matter if he's lying. In the sense that, like, now you have a bunch of American citizens who are willing to possibly kill or die behind a false president, a fraudulent, or as NBA Youngboy would say, flaulent, you know what I'm saying? Flaulent president, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a fraudulent president in office. How do you solve that problem? It would be chaos, bro. So J6 is super important because it's literally, I think Trump is the only president in American history to break his oath, right? Or was that, I need to read into Nixon. I can't remember what he did. But I think Trump is the first to at least try to overturn the results. Yeah, I think he's the only one to try to, like, overturn democracy. He might not be the first to break his oath, but I'm pretty sure he's the first to try to overturn. I'm not gonna lie, Trump is. I've seen reputable people say that he's literally the worst because he tried to, like, overturn an election. If a clinical psychopath serial deleter got given brain surgery in prison to build them a conscience to delete the sadism, is it okay to release them? I'm assuming you're saying, like, if they committed crimes. I don't know, man. It depends on how. Oh, well, serial? Well, they probably can never get out, right? Because they killed so many people. I don't know, man. Thanks for the $5 super chat. I don't know. I feel like if you whacked a bunch of people, you really got to just stay in there, even if you're cured. Because there's people who have whacked plenty of people that have conscience, but it ends somewhere, right? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we should test that. We'd have to do, like, multiple test trials on, like, confirmed psychopaths to see if it works. Right? Yeah. I feel like that would be like a clinical trial. Like, you would have to, like, test that on a lot of people, you know? You have to test that to see if it actually works. Cuz, like, yeah, like, ideally we would, like, turn people away from psychopathy, right? Because it's a psychiatric condition. But yeah, So I mean, like, here's the thing, like, about the Chapelle Roan shit is like Chapelle Roan is. I think Kamala, as it pertains to LGBTQ in Gaza, is the best we're gonna get. Because I listen to the way the Trump family talks about Palestinians, and it's actually like that shit low key does like boil my blood. It's like you rich motherfuckers who have like no understanding of what either side is going through thinks it's appropriate to talk about building a condo in Gaza. As people are getting blown the fuck up, Jared Kushner is like, that would be great real estate. You know how crazy you have to be? What else happened? Did you see when Nikki Haley wrote the signatures on the bombs that were going to Gaza, that were going to Israel to use in Gaza? It's like you're signing the bombs. Come the fuck on, bro. Like, it's 2024, read the room. Like, I feel like back then people did it because you didn't really see the death. Like, there were cameras back then, and we recorded the war, but you didn't really see the death back home. Now, like, everybody's seen the dead children in Gaza. Like, you cannot deny like, the fact that the price of war is real. And I don't think Trump or MAGA respects that. I think with Biden and Kamala, as it pertains to Gaza, here's what we're probably going to get. Here's what we should get, but I don't know if we will get, but I hope we do get. 67 borders. That's what we should be aiming for. Hamas cannot be allowed to govern Gaza because we'll just be back here over and over again. Hezbollah has to go. They got to go. Don't fuck with Hezbollah. I'm not a fan. Reading into their history, they're literally just lunatics. If we can have Gaza and the West Bank in its entirety go back to the Palestinians over time, that's the best solution. I don't think it's realistic for people to expect the fighting to stop even as Israel is colonizing. Let's call it what it is. Colonizing the West Bank. But what's going on with Hezbollah? I'm sorry. Like, nobody even invited them niggas. Like, who invited y'all? Like, who invited these niggas? Like, October 7th happens and Hezbollah's like, we should join and just start firing rockets. And it's like, y'all know what's going to happen, right? If you keep this shit up, right? I feel like Biden and Harris are doing the best they can with the situation because it's not just Palestinian civilians dying. It's also the fact that Hamas is an operative of Iran, Houthis operatives of Iran, Hezbollah operatives of Iran, and they're willing to crash out to free Palestine and to some extent to like if October 7th wasn't a literal attack on civilians, cool. If it was like a genuine, like, hey, IDF, we pulling up, cool. But we have to be level-headed. Like, I feel like progressives are too childish with the war. Civilians are dying. Yeah, civilians die in war. And the expected amount that are supposed to be dying aren't dying right now. So, like, let's see what we can do. Can we eliminate Hamas? Occupy Gaza for a bit, rebuild the infrastructure, get Netanyahu's party out because I don't trust these niggas. I just don't trust Netanyahu's party. I don't know we're gonna have to sanction them because it's like Israel, like it's fun shitting on tankies who love Hamas and Hezbollah, but again, we have to acknowledge the fact that Israel's not 100% innocent here, right? We have a party in office that thinks it's appropriate to colonize the West Bank, which will not only even if the Palestinians just gave up tomorrow and said it's hopeless, there's no point in fighting. That's still morally wrong. Like, even if it doesn't create problems, it's still morally wrong and it has to stop. I don't see Trump telling Netanyahu to stop. I'm sorry, bro. Like, Trump is just an irredeemable being, bro. Like he's from a cartoon, bro. It's a cartoon. Like, this nigga's not even real, bro. You know, like it's not even like I just don't trust. I don't trust Trump with Palestinians. I don't trust Trump with Lebanon. If it were up to Trump, I think Israel would just annex Lebanon. I doubt they would even want to because of just the population issue of that. Like dealing with like that just wouldn't work. But bro, I could see Trump trying to like advise Netanyahu to do it. I don't even know if that's logistically possible. I'm sure Israel could easily comb over Hezbollah, conquer Lebanon, but I don't see how that would work. But knowing Trump, when has Trump ever cared about what works? So ultimately, like Chapelle Roan is, she's doing okay. She's like, it could be worse. For the people that are like, oh my god, you know, you're a bum. It's you know, like it's not that bad. Could be worse, but you know, like he's actually Palestinian. Palestinian supported her post, but again, this is not just about Palestinians. This is about all lives matter, right? If we undermine Kamala Harris, and I don't know why a lot of pro-Palestinian people don't understand this, but if we undermine Kamala, yo ass ain't going back to, if you're like Palestinian, just understand, if you undermine Kamala and Trump wins, yo ass ain't going, you ain't gonna have nowhere to go back to. The Israelis will successfully colonize the West Bank. Gaza will probably be annexed, and they'll be pushed into Egypt or Jordan or some shit. Because with Trump, there's no such thing as morals or expectations. You know, he's gonna enable all the bullshit Netanyahu wishes he could do. If Trump gets up in there, bro, if you're a Palestinian and you want to undermine Kamala, yo ass just settle into America. Get used to this settler colonial state, because that other one over there and that Israel, they about to, bro. Enjoy this one. Enjoy this settler colonial state, because, bro, Trump, bro, like it's just the facts, bro. Trump is Cartman from South Park. Yeah, he's not a serious adult, bro. Trump is just out here just breathing oxygen and abusing the power he's been given by his generational wealth. Like, Trump is not even, like, he's not an adult, bro. Trump needs a mentor. Trump needs a chaperone. Trump needs some kind of, like, adult supervision, bro. Because, like, it's not working, bro.